to fans is TheSkulKlown.
To fans, this is TheSkulKlown. Here to talk about Toby Hooper. I'm usually in my attire, mainly because it's not really a professional episode. You know, that's why I'm not wearing my SkulKlown t-shirt and everything like that. I'm mostly just going to talk about Toby Hooper and these two movies, of how much they had a big impact on me as a kid when I watched them. First of all, Toby Hooper, he died today, age 74 years old, and I woke up, the reason I kind of smiled a bit is because I woke up in the morning, and Darman Scene, he just literally put, Toby Hooper died, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Another horror icon gone. I can just, don't even have to point out how many people died in 2016 and the beginning of 2017. Yeah, there was not a lot of people, but still, now it's like, holy shit, the big impact, people that we really do care about are now dying off. I could make a Kardashian joke, but maybe I shouldn't. All I have to say is, Toby Hooper is like one of my favorite horror directors of all time, right next to Wes Craven and George Romero. I always put Toby Hooper high in that regard. Other people probably don't. I always did. That's why I love these horror directors like John Carpenter and Wes Craven. You know, it's these guys know how to make horror movies. They know what to do when it comes to scary shit, you know? And knowing that Toby Hooper's gone is kind of sad, because I always wanted to meet him at any horror convention, because I always wanted to go to a horror convention so bad. But I never got a chance to. I never even looked it up. That's mostly my fault. But I always hoped that, hey, you never know if you ever run into him at a con or something. You never know if you went to a con and all of a sudden it says Toby Hooper's there, and you'd be like, oh my god. You know, I would have so many questions to ask him. And I won't be able to do that, at least, you know, in a past life or the afterlife. So, Toby Hooper's, again, one of my favorite directors. I enjoyed Poltergeist so much as a kid. I don't have that DVD. I know most people are like, what's wrong with you? There's still a lot of DVDs that people are looking at me like, what's wrong with you? But anyways, I love Poltergeist. I love it as a haunted house movie, and it creeped the shit out of me as a kid. The part when the guy's just peeling his skin off and everything like that, that was scary as all hell. I was just like, Jesus Christ, that's scary. But the main event that we really want to talk about is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2. Obviously, you can't beat the original. The original is a cult classic that would never be topped, in my opinion. It is one of the greatest horror movies of all time. People might find horror movies sick and disgusting. All I have to say to you people is that, no. We have horror directors that some of them busted their ass to make a horror movie, to make something that they love, to be creative at something, to get your mind off of something. That's what horror movies were, to get your mind off of something that you were worried about so much. Like, maybe something happened to your kid, or something happened to you, you know, with finances, or your health, or something like that. Horror movies were a place to get away from that, and that's what movies were in general. That's why we have different types of genres for movies. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of those movies that proves that you can go into a world, get sucked in, and once you get out, it's like what the trailer says. Once you stop screaming, you start talking about it. I love that. And the trailers that they do have in this movie, I love it. I love it. Don't like the cover a little bit, but I like the other cover with Leatherface with the chainsaw. That's cool. But everybody that's in this movie, is dead now. That's sad. This movie, the way this movie had a big impact on me as a kid is that I knew it was fake art and all of that, but I respected the art. And when you listen to the documentary on this, of how brutal they went through, of all the days they were filming this movie, it is fuck. You see this movie and you know that they worked really hard and they busted their ass with this movie. With this movie, you know they had fun with it. You know they had a good time making this movie. Yes, it's not like this. It's not like the original. But you know what? It's still freaking fun. I enjoyed this when I first watched it. Yes, it wasn't scary on all that. It was more, comedic side. But that's what kind of disturbed me even more with this movie, because it's a guy with a chainsaw still trying to kill people with a chainsaw with, wearing people's skins, and he's doing comedic stuff also with the chainsaw like this. Yeah, yeah, because that's not scary at all. I think that's 10 times more scarier than this, but I'm not saying this movie is better for it. No, I'm not saying that. It's just that if they did took the comedic stuff out of it, we could have had a freaking scary ass movie. But that does not mean this movie's not scary anyways. In my opinion, it's kind of creepy when you really think of that aspect of horror and comedy mixing in, and it's like, oh, I'm enjoying this type of killing ways, That's what I get from this movie. It's like the person that's what the comedic is coming from. Like, the person that's doing the killing is having fun. That's what the comedic aspect is coming from this movie. That's what I get from this movie. And it's creepy and disturbing to me as all hell. But in this movie, they actually had Leatherface's name. His name is Bubba. And to be honest, I like that name. It makes sense for Leatherface's name to be Bubba because, he's kind of chunky. So why not call him by, not a fat name, but call him by what he is, what he looks like, At least you didn't call him, face cheese or something like that. What were you thinking, Toby Hooper? But, I'm so happy that he did make these two movies, to be honest, because these movies are great. I always say to myself that Leatherface is the godfather of horror. Most people are like, then who's the king of horror? That goes to Michael Myers, hands down, of course. I mean, there's no competition with that. The king will always be Michael Myers. The godfather will always be Leatherface. And that's just me. And I enjoy these two movies. I might just watch these two movies later on, and I just hit myself. Ow. Anyways, I'm gonna watch these two movies today eventually. I have other shit to do. I just want to get out there and have fun. Live life, to be honest. And it's funny. Because when someone does die that you really do care about and for years and you respect and they do pass, it's like you think about life more and you want to get out more. And I'm not saying that's, it just shows that, live your life to the fullest. Because you never know when it will be gone. Thank you to Toby Hooper for the memories. For the scares. Thank you for that. Thank you for the nightmares. To be honest, thank you for all the batshit craziness you gave me as a child and the nightmares you gave me. Thank you. Thank you to every horror icon out there and every horror director. Thank you all for scaring the living crap out of me. Rest in peace, Toby Hooper.
This is TheSkulKlown signing off. Have a nice day.